Hey yo, what's poppin' guys? It's your boy FizzleTheHizzle, aka Ben here. Bringing you guys at NCL Week 3 Team Builder against Matt and the Green Bay Golisopods. Now, we had 3 matches last season. We played him twice in the regular season, actually, and we ended up playing him first round of the playoffs, so we definitely know each other well, man. And, yeah, man, it seemed to be looking to be a fun one. I'm currently 2-1 against him. I beat him one time in the regular season, first round in the playoffs of season 2, and he did beat me in the final week of the NCL last season. It was a meme match, so it didn't really mean much. Bars, by the way. And but yeah, I'd like to keep my positive record against him. We know each other very well, and we know how each other play, so it's going to be a really big mind game going into building here. And first off, I want to preface the video by saying there was no battle last week. There was no team builder. I did record a team builder already ahead in advance, but I got the temporary forfeit over Phil and the Wiltshire War Totals, so I'm currently 2-0 plus 8, I believe, because he has been off of Discord, and I don't know what's going on exactly. Definitely going to be some IRL type of stuff, and I don't want to get in the way of him doing whatever he's doing, because I know he had some troubles doing things last season, so he needed to lay off a bit last season, so I don't want to get in the way of his personal stuff. So best of luck, whatever you're doing, Phil, of course. But yeah, just wanted to let you know that's why there was no week 2 battle. Hopefully I made up for that with the extra content, extra lives rather. So yeah, going into his build, enough of me rambling. I'm just going to go right into his draft. He has a terrifying team, man. Don't mind the random EV spreads. First up, he has Mega Zardex, dude. Mega Zardex, man. Let me tell you, can D-Dance, Flare Blitz, Dragon Claw, Earthquake, and he can just do that and just win. He can Roost as well. 3 attacks Roost is not unheard of. He can run Special as well, but Physical is always a play here, especially since I have Sun. He can be just spamming Flare Blitzes in Sun, and that's not going to be fun. Oh, bars, hey. Hoopa U is also terrifying. He has Hoopa U and Zardex. How do you even prep for that? How do you even prep for that? So he has 2 amazing breakers right off the bat. This can be run either special or physical. I expect special because I have a Buzzwole primarily, even though it does get Zen Headbutt. But either way, I do expect special because also bypasses things like Rocky Helmet, Rough Skin, Garchomp, stuff like that. But it hits tremendously hard. 80 base speed can either be Scarf or Trick Room as well. It's a pretty solid Trick Room Mon. And yeah, it has tremendous coverage on both sides. I don't think it gets access to Nasty Plot either. Might actually. Yeah, it does get Nasty Plot, so that's terrifying. Nice and terrifying, so yeah, this thing's a threat. Next up, we have Raikou. It has an interesting matchup here. He could bring it, he could not. I could definitely see him bringing it, though. Sub-Calm Mindsets are terrifying, just like Austin had last year. It was very good. Can spam Volt Switch, great coverage with things like Shadow Ball, Aura Sphere, and stuff like that. Hidden powers, of course. Snorlax is a really scary setup sweeper. You always have to prep for Curse or Belly Drum Snorlax, man. Let me tell you. So things like Thick Fat is really good for my Sun team. I don't really know if he's going to bring that. I do expect the Snorlax either way, regardless of what set it is. He could be Thick Fat with Recycle or something like that. He could also be a setup sweeper with things like Belly Drum or Curse, like I said before. But I have some more information on this thing. I'll get back to that when we head into my build. Cobalion can Volt Switch around, can set rocks, can Iron Head things, Close Combat, Flash Cannon, Focus Blast. That's really all it does. He can run Scarf, I suppose. He can run SD as well. SD Rock Polish is definitely set. Has a really interesting matchup here. It's his only Steel type, so he can definitely take advantage of that for sure. So, has an interesting matchup. I don't know if it's going to come or not. Delson also has a really interesting matchup. I expect it to come, given that some of his Pokemon don't have really good matchups against me. So, this is a pretty decent Garchomp check. And the fact that I can't just spam, Earthquake, it can take a couple of hits, but it doesn't have the best defense. 170 is not the best category, but once you invest in max HP, max defense, it can be really bulky. And can have Recover, Will-O-Wisp, Toxic, Scald, stuff like that. Avalugg is actually a pretty solid bring here. The table is incredibly bulky on the physical side. So he has incredible physical bulk with Cobalion, Avalugg, and stuff like that, which pairs really nicely with the special defense that he has with Jellicent and Snorlax. So that's really good drafting on his part. It can run Avalanche. It takes every hit from every physical attacker in the game. Let me just tell you that. Like, everything. You don't even need to invest in defense. Just run special defense. It's crazy. Can Mirror Coat, can Toxic. Avalanche is his only move. It's his best move to hit me with Stab. So it also gets access to Recover and Rapid Spin, so that's not bad. Also gets access to Sturdy. Bulu, interesting matchup. It's on the verge of coming or not. I feel like he definitely should bring it, but I don't fault him if he doesn't bring it, of course. Can bulk up, can SD, superpower, can't run player because he doesn't get it. Grass moves, Zen Headbutt, can be really annoying with like sub-toxic sets as well. Next up, we have Scolipede, a returning WPL member. He recently picked us up along with Gligar. Originally, he had Landorus Eye and the Golbat, and instead he got this, which is very terrifying because he can Baton Pass into the Hoopa, I believe, if that's how the rules work. He can SD, T-Spike, Spikes, Mega Horn, Poison Jab, Earthquake, Alcatel, stuff like that. Speed Boost is really good. Gligar can defog and set up rocks, gives him an Eviolite user, so it's very fat with the Eviolite. And can U-turn, Roost, Toxic, stuff like that. It has immunity, so it can be Toxic as well. A little an Executor, I don't think is a bring, but it's pretty good synergy with Bulu because it can Trick Room as well. And with the unlimited Z moves, it can Z Leaf Storm in terrain, which obliterates things. Z Draco, Flamethrower as well, Psychic moves. So all in all, it's a pretty good mon. I don't think it's going to come though, but it can definitely come for sure in grassy terrain. And in terms of rockers he has Cobalion and Gligar's only rock setters, and he has Spikes and T-Spikes in the form of Scolipede or Scolipede. He has removal with Defog and Charizard and Gligar. He has Spin with the Avalugg. So his hazard situation isn't that fantastic. So we can definitely punish that and prevent him from getting up rocks. And if we get up rocks on my end, that's going to be huge to whittle down things like the Charizard, Hoopa, Scolipede, and stuff like that. And Snorlax as well. And Avalugg. Whittling down Avalugg is going to be big. But yeah, man, that's enough of that. I recorded for a while now. Better jump right into my team. I'll try to keep this as short as possible, but I know I'm going to rant about it, so I'm sorry in advance. Clefable, my only way of beating Charizard X. The unfortunate thing is about Charizard this matchup. He can afford to run Adamant because my next fastest thing is Buzzle, so that's pretty cringe, and he can run Adamant. Adamant Flare Blitz just does 75 to this set. It's incredible, man, and we have to get a 2-wave off on that. And that's my only way of checking the Hoopa and Charizard. And I don't expect physical Hoopa for the fact that it's really obvious that I'm bringing Fizz Def Clefable. If I don't, I just literally die to a Flare Blitz from the Charizard. And Unaware is really good, so he can't do things like Calm Mind Raikou. He can't really do that. Curse Set, Dragon Dance, even though Dragon Dance doesn't really matter because Flare Blitz is going to do a lot anyway. And just set up spam like that is really good. Nasty Plot, Hoopa. Magic Guard didn't really do much for me, and Unaware was just straightforward. I was thinking about running Rocky Helmet, but I needed leftovers, man. I needed leftovers. And Moonblast, Switch Protection is just standard stuff. I can heal up the rest of my team. And yeah, Wish Protect is really good just to get a passive turn of recovery and then attack and go for a T-Wave or Protect. And I can also pass into other things, so that's really good. Just standard stuff usually, but T-Wave. I need to hit my T-Waves, man. That's my win con, to hit the T-Wave. And excuse me. That's gonna be a big thing that I'm gonna be doing here. And this is my only way of beating Zardex, really. Because once he gets up a DD, like, what can I do? Like, nothing. And especially since I traded away Slowbro, right? But either way, that got bodied by Hoopa, so it didn't matter. By the way, Slowking has an awful matchup in this. Houndoom is necessary here because it obliterates everything on his draft. Taunt is really good because if I can prevent him from getting up rocks with Cobalion and Gligar, like, Gligar either way is going to do like nothing with Earthquake on my Houndoom because it's so weak. It has like 75 or 85 attack. It's like really weak. I can taunt that, prevent him from roosting up with anything, prevent his setup sweepers from setting up a nasty plot, Curse, Dragon Dance. Probably not going to taunt the Zardex though, so Fire Blast, Dark Pulse just really put in a tremendous amount of work against his draft. His water is a Jellicent, so Dark Pulse that. And after a nasty plot, after +2 boost, I can obliterate most of his team and break his team like tremendously well And it's really good to break the Cobalion that I can use to sweep with Gengar later with like Sludge Wave. So that's going to be really big to break that. And I just need a dual stab here. I could run a Flamethrower over Nasty Plot or Flamethrower or Fire Blast, but yeah, like I said, if I change anything, I'll let you guys know before the battle. I don't know when it is, but tomorrow, I guess, I'm uploading that. So yeah, Nasty Plot after +2, everything dies, so that's really good. Chomp is another really good breaker on the physical side this time. I almost said Left Skin. Life Orb, Rough Skin, Swords Dance, Poison Jab, Stomping Tantrum, Outrage. I opted for Outrage over Dragon Claw because here's the thing. Let me tell you a little something. Outrage has no drawbacks here. If he goes into Cobalion, first of all, it doesn't do anything to me. And if I get that little down with like Rough Skin, then that's more chip for my KD to sweep. So that's really good for me. And also dies to a ground move. If he goes Bulu, which is a fairy, that's totally fine by me. And of course, Outrage fails on a fairy type, right? I have Stomping Tantrum, which goes perfectly with that because one, he has a grassy terrain, which I don't want to deal with. And two, Stomping Tantrum allows me to have a roll to kill Tapu Bulu if I Outrage into it first at +2. So I get my Swords Dance up before, right? And I Outrage it, and because it fails, my Stomping Tantrum power is doubled. Therefore, my Stomping Tantrum Life Orb +2 is a roll to kill. And that's why I'm fine with Outrage over Dragon Claw. One, because of immediate power. I can really break his team with Outrage. It makes Jellicent not a switch in at all. And he probably predicts me to have Stomping Tantrum over Earthquake because we face each other multiple times. He knows how I play. And yeah, Outrage really breaks his team, and also for that Bulu reason. I know we have Poison Jab, but if I can go for Stomping Tantrum for the flex, you already know I'm going for this, stunt or die. And Poison Jab is also really good for like his Alolan Executor, but I guess I have Outrage for that. And yeah, either way, if he goes for a move on Charizard, I get Rough Skin damage, so really nice. Also, Outrage lets me guaranteed KO the Charizard X. He could be like really bulky for some reason and live a Dragon Claw and set up, and that's a problem. That's what I call a problem and a half. So Garchomp is a phenomenal breaker on the physical side in conjunction with my special breaker and Guns Out. So yeah, that's really good. Puzzle is a really big thing here. Substitute Toxic, Drain Punch, Ice Punch with lefties. So here's the thing. I sub up in front of things like the Avalugg that want to Toxic me, which I don't want. I can sub in front of the Bulu because Zen Headbutt isn't going to be doing a whole lot to me. It's a roll to break my sub if it's no attack investment, which I don't expect at all. And it really subs up in front of most of his physical attackers, minus the Zardax and Hoopa. And it subs up in front of that. And if he wants to switch in the Jellicent, I can Toxic that, and he has to go for a Scald on me or Shadow Ball to break my sub. And I don't care if he breaks my sub. I get so much chip on him with Toxic and Rocks if I do get those up. And I can't afford to have Roost on the set because I can't replace it for sub. Sub is going to be huge to sub up in front of that Avalugg, which I think is going to be a bring here. He definitely has reasons to bring Avalugg because it just bodies my Chomp, it hard walls it. Same thing with my Aerodactyl, man. It just chews. Not necessarily like a true offensive Aerodactyl with like Life Orb or Z Stone Edge Adamant. But this Aerodactyl set I'm bringing, it can't break Avalugg at all. And either way, like Stone Edge does like 50 to that thing with max attack, so it's incredibly stupid how fat Avalugg is. And Drain Punch is there for recovery. Ice Punch is there so I can hit the Gligar and Bulu as well. And I can also Toxic the Bulu if I wish to do that, because that's also going to be big. And yeah, this is a straightforward set. It's really Fizz-Def. This outspeeds some Bulu with a lot of speed, which I do expect to come, as well as something else. Just a lot of speed on this thing and the rest in attack, or rest in HP and defense, because I don't need attack at all. It'd be good to hit hard with Drain Punch so I can get more recovery, but I'm going to be getting leftover with Drain Punch recovery and the grassy terrain. And then I can also Wish Pass from Clefable into my Buzzwole, so I couldn't fit Roost on this thing for anything. If this thing got Knock, I would probably put Knock over Ice Punch, but I needed Ice Punch to at least touch the Gligar. I know Gligar is faster than me, but if he's no speed, which he definitely can run no speed for sure, he could run like Speed Creep, of course, but I also outspeed that, so I can sub up in front of that. It can't do anything to me except for like Aerial Ace, which I don't expect, because Move Slot Syndrome, and even if he does bring Gligar, that's the thing. So yeah, this thing is also just amazing for me. Okay, so here's the Aerodactyl set. Rocky Helmet, Pressure Aerodactyl with Stealth Rock, Stone Edge, Roost, Roar. 1, I needed a fast rocker so I don't get taunted and I don't get defogged all over me. Roost and Roar, Rocky Helmet. I have no attack investment. I outspeed the Raikou. This is kind of whack, but hear me out. Charizard X, right? Big boy. I cannot switch into anything. He can run Adamant. That's scary. Not even my Fairy type wants to switch in on a Dragon type. That's how you know it's a problem. And so here's the thing. D-Dance, Earthquake, Flare Blitz, Roost, that set can never work against my team because I have this Aerodactyl. He has to have a Dragon move. And if he does not have a Dragon move, that means he does not have Dragon Dance or Roost. 3 attacks Roost is a perfect set. That's perfectly okay. But he has to have a Dragon type move in order to hit this thing. And even if he does have a Dragon type move, I always live one. Adamant Outrage never kills me. After Rocks, of course, it kills. Like, it's a Charizard X. So that's definitely a problem. And, yeah, it's a roll to kill with Stone Edge. With some Rocky Helmet chip, depending on investment. And after like Rocks chip, like and it's 25% form, let's say it roosts up, and it switches back out, switches back in, takes Rocks and Rocky Helmet, it's automatically in range of Stone Edge, so I don't need any attack investment for that. And I do get 1v1 by things like Avalugg for sure. And Roar is really good because I need something to roar out the Snorlax if it's set up. Also, this is really good Snorlax deterrent because he needs normal and ground slash fire coverage for my Buzzwole or my Steelix. So preferably fire type moves. And obviously Spyro resists both of those and I can roar it out really easily. So there's no way that Snorlax can ever beat my team unless I play incredibly bad and I just choke the game, which I don't expect. So this set is really wacky, but I needed this set. It makes it so that he's forced to not have either Roost or D-Dance. Again, he could have like Flare Blitz, Dragon Claw, but that means that stuff happens. And he could also have like Flare Blitz and Earthquake, but that kind of just gets bodied by this thing, which takes Rocky Helmet chip and whatever, and kind of 1v1s it at that point. But yeah, this thing was forced to come. It's really whack, but I'm pretty proud of this set. It was my only way of dealing with a Zard set like that, you know. So this makes it so that he can't win with like D-Dance, Earthquake, Flare Blitz, Dragon, or he can't win with Roost, D-Dance, I keep messing this up, Earthquake, and Flare Blitz. So that's really good for me. That's all I need. Next up we have our Sweeper, our Cleaner, rather, I mean. So our Cleaner Gengar with the Katie, Choice Scarf, Curse Body, Sludge Wave, Shadow Ball, Focus Black, Trick. Yes, I know he has a Snorlax. I have Trick on it for that, but I'm never going to click Trick on it. Because I have so many things that just counter Snorlax. With this especially, it just counters Snorlax. It can phase it out, it can go for Stone Edge, Roost up, and this thing as well can sub up in front of it if it's not a setup set. It can take a couple Fire Punches. But that's not why it's here. His steal is a Cobalion, right? It's an unsteal because this thing pressures it out, this thing pressures it out, this thing pressures it out. So Cobalion is either going to be a brain and really going to have a hard time doing anything against my team, or it's not going to be a brain at all. And that's perfect for my Gengar because I can spam Sludge Wave all over his draft. And I really needed something to pressure the Bulu other than like Kamina and this thing, because these two can't really touch it, especially this. But Ice Punch can do a little bit, but he can get all that back with like, I don't know, Horn Leech and Synthesis and Grassy Terrain. So I needed this thing to pressure it. Shadow Ball, like Dual Stab is all I need really. Focus Blast is added there in case I needed to one-shot Avalugg now immediately for whatever reason. Also hits a Snorlax for decent chip, and also Cobalion of course. But this set just wins at the end, and I was so close to making this, making the speed EVs for this. Outspeed +1 Charizard X, +1 Adamant Zard X, creeping my max speed Buzzwole, because that's all he needs to do with Charizard. He has no reason to make any other EV spread than that, right? And that's if he has DD. And that's exactly the set I predict him to have. But I just could not risk it. If he gets to +1 and he's Jolly, I don't have much for that. And if he has like Dragon Claw or Outrage, I just die. Regardless of anything, depending on investment, of course. But if he's max defense, this thing dies to a max attack, Dragon Claw or Outrage at +1. So that's going to be a problem. So I needed something to outspeed that and do a lot with Sludge Wave, because Rocky Helmet plus Sludge Wave kills. And I can't run Modest because of this. So I played it safe. I sped crept max speed Charizard X. That's Jolly. So outspeed 328 at +1. So that's a set, and I'm really happy with my team, honestly. It was so hard to prep for his really good breaking threats like the Hoopa and the Zardex, but I'm really confident in this build. Hopefully I can pick up the dub, move to 3-0 and first in the league, continue that stretch, and yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to this battle. I'm really excited to see how this Aerodactyl set works. I think it can put in tremendous amounts of work. Because defensive arrow, man, if it was a mega arrow, you better believe that would have been a much better much better check to a Zardex than regular. But you know, we gotta play with the cards we're dealt, right? But also the music is flames. Also my hair is messed up, but the music is flames. I played Deltarune recently, really good music. But yeah, man, the battle will be going up tomorrow. This is a wild build, man. I'm really excited. Thank you guys so much for watching. It means the world to me, and like always, have a swell day. Peace.